As Black History Month comes to a close, it's important to highlight the leaders who are creating more opportunities for people of color. News 12's Phil Tate spoke with the founder of Gentleman's Factory and his mission to create safe spaces for Black men, delivering this message: you're not in this alone.
At the Gentleman's Factory, this space is designed to fit us.
36-year-old Jeff Lindor is on a mission, creating unique spaces for Black men that he says are much needed.
The purpose is creating that void of the isolation factor amongst Black men, right? So it's like, where do we go to talk about, our businesses, challenges, right? Or our ideas.
Okay, brothers, man, we starting to look kind of soft, but what this brother is doing right here is he talking about a certain type of son, man? Because, I'm a little confused, man, because there's nowhere I can't go. And I'm in a 90% glacier town. There's nowhere I can't go. In fact, everywhere I go, the only people that don't speak or nod or acknowledge you are the Sun people. When I lived in Chocolate City, there were a lot of places I couldn't go. Now, I wasn't banned from there. It wasn't like you can't come, but you already know you're not welcome. And those were places where Sun people were. Now, there's a lot of places I could go. Neighborhoods that I know people, got family, whatnot. There's a lot of places you can't go, and it's only Sun places. It's only. I can go into the Ritz-Carlton without getting a room and just go in there. I can go into the White House. I used to visiting. If I'm on the visiting, I go to the White House. I've been to the White House, tours of the White House. All the monuments, all that stuff. The only place you can't go, I couldn't go in Chocolate City, was certain neighborhoods where you ain't welcome if you ain't from around there. This whole thing that they leave it so vague. Hate when they leave it vague, like, well, Black men, some men experience violence. From who? Some men experience we need safe spaces. From who? They always leave it open so it can be interpreted that it's gliders. No, it's Sun people. The reason this brother, he's a cornball. They call him a cornball, buster, a lame, educated lame. He's talking about safe space from other Sun people. Where him and his nerd buddies or him and his square buddies can talk about stuff without being ridiculed and lambasted by the Sun people.
The isolation factor amongst Black men, right? So it's like, where do we go to talk about, our businesses, challenges, right? Or our ideas.
The founder of Gentleman's Factory says Black men continue to face high discrimination and depression and often grow in isolation. That's something he hopes to continue to change.
Such power, the fact that when we come together, innovation is sparked, new ideas is birthed, businesses are formed, investments are happening. But we're just so isolated that we're not necessarily together.
The success of Gentleman's Factory has been groundbreaking since its inception back in 2014. The startup making great strides at the top of the year. Location.
We're super excited to launch our innovation lab in downtown Brooklyn, where it's designed as this incubator space for ideas and investments and new ideas to constantly being sparked.
While Gentleman Factory spaces are occupied with Black men each day providing resources, Lindor says it's in fact changing the community.
When you are able to empower a man, you're empowering his family, you're empowering his community, you're empowering his whole ecosystem.
Empowerment, education, and encouragement.
When someone walks into the Gentleman's Factory, they won't, leave the same way that they came in, because they'll either get a new connection, new information, or new opportunities.
Phil Tate, News 12.
Well, on this final day of Black History Month, activists are calling on Amazon to remove what they call racist paraphernalia from its online shops. News 12 Cecilia Hua is at the Amazon warehouse in East New York for us now with more details.
That's right. Civil rights activists are outraged about this white privilege card I'm holding in my hand, calling on Amazon to immediately pull it from its website.
To give a platform to any vendor to spew this type of racism, it makes no sense.
In the shape of a credit card, it reads, "White privilege card trumps everything. Member since birth and good through death. Cardholder name is scot-free."
How much you want to bet that the person behind this who conceptualized this and brought it to fruition and probably even seeing the checks of this is a Sun person? This is a satire. And this shows you how these activists don't have anything to do. These activists are bored. They need some real racism to attack. There's nothing for them to do. This is a satire. This is a joke. It may be mocking some people because they always talk about this mythical glider privilege that I never see it. I never see it. I see nepotism, I see hookups, but I see that with us too. But as far as there's nothing that you can't do in this country. And there's many things that gliders can't do. They can't say this word. They can't say that phrase. They say that phrase this way. It's tone deaf. They can't tweet whatever they want. They can't express themselves on social media unless they're woke. Some people, we can say whatever we want on social media. There's no consequences. These guys have nothing to do. They're bored. The cops aren't killing anybody unarmed. It's only about, 13 of those a year. Kind of dry spell right now with that. There's very little racism going on. Only racist things that are said by Democrat politicians. So you can't really, you gotta, this is all they have. It's a drought. When I used to sell weed, it used to be every once in a while it would be a drought. When it was a drought, let's say it's like early 2000, an ounce is $90, right? It's a drought, now an ounce is $150. For some bush, some trash. But if you get, and you gotta hunt to find it, you gotta know people, you gotta have connections to get some. And those droughts would be because there would be major busts, so the shipment wouldn't come in to the town or the city you were in, and the supply would be so much. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. There's a drought on racism. And these guys are selling a nickel bag for $20.
To give a platform to any vendor to spew this type of racism, it makes no sense.
In the shape of a credit card, it reads, "White privilege card trumps everything. Member since birth and good through death. Cardholder name is scot-free." These cards are being sold on Amazon in 5, 10, and 15 packs, labeled as gag gifts. At the bottom are 5-star reviews from customers who say they love the quality of these cards. When activists at the Crisis Action Center found out about this product, they were outraged.
You mean we have a Crisis Action Center? Oh man, we gotta tell them about the government more. Let me tell you guys, man, y'all the Crisis Action Center? Yo, let me just take you to right quick. And it just hit me. This is one of these Amazon places AOC didn't want to have in New York. Ain't that funny? So let's do New York. Just the government more from New York. where some people make up 23% of the population. New York State. Noticing anything? Crisis Action Network. A little bit of a crisis going on up there, man, in New York, man. You're 23% of the population, man, is accounting for a lot of these gunshot victims, man. Fatal gunshot victims, man. And the people on here, a lot of the people on here that aren't some people was killed by some people, man. You got a crisis going on, man. And it's like this in every city, Jack. I mean, every city. So you got a Crisis Action Network, man. Make sure y'all get on this, man, when you get a chance, man. I know you're busy right now. You got big things on your plate right now. But when you get a chance, you might want to focus on the fact that in the city where y'all, a state, well, this is actually the state. So the state, they're actually less percent of the population. They're like literally like 15% of the population in the state. And look at this, because this is the whole state, the state of New York. Yeah, you would think they was 90%, man. You got a crisis going on, man. Activate, man.
Labeled as gag gifts. At the bottom are 5-star reviews from customers who say they love the quality of these cards. When activists at the Crisis Action Center found out about this product, they were outraged, demanding Amazon to stop merchants from selling these products.
It's outrageous. Amazon should not be selling nothing like this. Amazon should be selling Black history because they're saying if you buy this card, you get special privilege. Nobody is special privilege in this country. We're all equal, and we've come a long way from that, and we need to continue to stand by that. So we're going to fight until it's down, and we're going to be able to show them what the power of the people matters if it is not down immediately.
Now, these activists say they've reached out to Amazon but haven't heard back. They've also filed a complaint with the New York City Commission on Human Rights. In East New York, Cecilia Hua, News 12.
All right, Cecilia, thank you. Now, we did reach out to Amazon as well for a comment. We'll let you know when.